搭载彩色键盘，这是微软自有品牌的平板电脑 Surface， 和其他工艺厂商的产品低调摆在一起，就怕触碰到品牌厂敏感的神经。微软在这样微妙的平衡关系之下，该怎么和伙伴一起打赢未来的战役？关键时刻掌握关键对话。大家好，我是志杰。今天关键对话为您邀请到的是微软 OEM 全球副总裁 Nick Parker 先生。Hello, Nick.
Hi, nice to see you, and hi to everyone out there as well.
It's your second keynote in Computex, and look around the exhibition, we can observe that PCs are no longer the center of attention. And your new CEO also proposed a new strategy called Mobile First, Cloud First. Can you explain to our viewers what this really means? Will we see a radical change in the industry?
Yeah, mobile first, cloud first is we're becoming increasingly more mobile. There's a proliferation of devices in every part of our life, whether it's wearables through to super thin and light, ultra mobile PCs like the new Asus T300, or the opening price point device from Acer. The V11, or whether it's some of these new phones or some of these super small devices. That really is the increasing mobility of the device, but also the experiences we want on them. So that's becoming mobile too. And those are empowered and enabled through incredible cloud technologies. It may be a simple technology like getting you the video or the show of you that someone wants most, or it may be in fact something much more kind of fundamental, which is a very secure system as part of my work life, just delivered on my phone while I'm at home waiting to do something. So that's what we think about. It's really a perspective on how we're changing our interaction, and now how that informs Microsoft's innovation and partnership agenda to be able to deliver those mobile first, cloud first experiences, and what we need to do in our technology as well as our partnerships to enable this new world.
Yeah, you talk about partnerships. So in this whole new arena, how do you maintain relationship with your PC partners?
Having the agility, being able to listen really well to your customers and respond, and listen to your partners. If your partner wants to be able to produce a waterproof device, or your partner wants to be able to extend, a secure computing device or a biometric reader, or maybe just something more fundamental, use a new component. We have to be able to respond to that agility and be able to really move our operating systems or our cloud services at the speed that users want to. So I think that the first thing is kind of core agility, a very good listening mechanism and dialogue with our partners, and then make sure we can bring those products to market very quickly and help them then sell them all the way through the value chain.
Brands like Acer and Asus are all trying very hard to adjust themselves in post-PC era. Do you have any suggestions for them?
Well, it really is the PC Plus era, and I go back to those kind of two solutions we talked about. Yeah, the two solutions. I mean, there's some phenomenal innovation. Did you see that Asus, the T300, how thin? That was a beautiful new PC. Now it's a 2-in-1, and there's lots of new form factors. And so I think you actually see their innovation agenda shine through on Windows, because we can enable people to just have fun with the devices, or be very personal with the devices, or just do business or work on them like Office. So I think we continue to have wonderful dialogues with all of our partners, and I would say, don't stop innovating. And we see great innovations, in the PC Plus platforms, but also in a broad range of devices. We think about PCs, tablets, phablets, smartphones, also the Internet of Things that could be a commercial device like, a large fluid metering technology, or it could be something as small as a wearable, or something as large as an industrial internet scale data center. Don't stop innovating. Work with us, keep the dialogue open, because we provide the cloud platforms for you to build the services on, as well as the device platforms to be able to differentiate your innovations.
But let's talk about the Surface tablet. Some manufacturers once criticized that this might damage the ecosystem, and now Surface has become one of the best-selling Windows 8 devices. How do you solve this awkward situation?
Surface really has created a category of products, and the original intent of obviously us doing hardware is first to make our products great, make Windows great. Once you have a hardware product that you do, the ability for your products to work very well in a seamless way, the hardware software services interface gets a lot better. We enable all of that technology to go to all of our hardware partners as we start to do them. So firstly, it makes Windows better for all of our partners. The second thing is it creates categories. And so the category of a pure Windows tablet, by having Surface be successful, really generates interest and awareness and marketing impressions that then our other partners who build differentiated tablets, like some of the ones you saw on stage today, some of these new 7-inch products from Toshiba, or whether it's the 11 or the 12 or the 10-inch products, some of these ruggedized industry tablets. By Surface creating a category and us being successful, it'll only ever be a small percentage of the overall market, but it creates categories that give all of our partners and our customers confidence that a Windows tablet is really something that is right for me, and so it actually helps. And of course, you have to have that discussion, but actually it builds categories and it creates market opportunity for all the partners.
And do you consider Google Chrome OS as a threat?
What I'd say is when we start looking at opening price point notebooks, I'm very excited by the Windows technology. So I think I showed the Acer V11 and the E11, and I showed the HP AMD product. We have a lot of movement in that category, and it's very exciting as people getting full computing experiences. The differentiation, or why Windows is best in the area, really kind of to address your question more. When we think of the power of Office, we think of the power of Windows. We think of the ability, to have good touch. We have very good, high-quality products, $249 sort of price point. So we are very competitive in that space with a great value proposition. Of course, we bring all of the power of the Windows applications that we've got today, as well as nearly 1.5 billion users, to that space. I think we've got a very strong competitive value proposition in that.
In March, Microsoft launched Office for the iPad app for customers. Of course, it's a good news for customers, but will this hurt the strengths of traditional PC players?
All Windows 8 devices, continue to have the power of Windows plus Office. As you know, I think the 7-inch, the 8-inch, as well as the phones all come pre-installed with Office. So I think actually having more Office users in the ecosystem is a great thing. People love to use Office. People love to share and create documents. I think that is a service that does cross the platforms, and it's wonderful to have that. And we'll continue to do first and best experiences on Windows with Office attached. So I actually think it's great for users, for more Office users. It's wonderful because it means the world's being more productive with more capabilities. And I think I selfishly probably think we're first and best Windows and Office, but also we have some best Office experiences on other platforms too.
Office is one very important characteristic for them, but now they cannot differentiate from, the iPad.
Oh, there's huge differentiation. Big differentiation. Yeah, the capabilities of Windows, if you just take, the ports, the peripherals, and clearly the touch, you're using a full Windows operating system. So you can have all of the capabilities of your other Windows applications, whereas if you sit and you run another application that's more built based on a phone operating system, you don't have that full capability. And so I think you really do have a differentiated experience on a Windows and Office PC.
Tell me one piece of good news that we can expect in near future of computing industry.
I don't want to give you too much sneak preview news, but the prices are getting very, very competitive. We've enabled new hardware. The innovation that's going on between Taiwan, Beijing, Shanghai and Shenzhen really is bringing some very new price points that are very competitive. So I'd say single point of good news, some great prices. Second point of good news, business market is growing. Third point is we've got some very fast growth categories with our Windows partners. So that's 3. Hopefully that's okay. There's 3 bits of good news.
Thank you, Nick. 在 Computex 的舞台上，微软宣告要持续强化 Windows 的产品力，来为供应链伙伴创造更大的商机。而同时 ，Google 也要在台湾召开 Chrome 的供应链高峰会，这对台厂来讲都代表了更多的可能性。